Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, my name is Sayyid Abdul Rahman. I'm student of grade 10th, Ideal Indian School, Doha, Qatar. First of all, Ramadan Mubarak to everyone. Okay, this is our Ramadan of 2023, and this is the first night of Ramadan in Qatar. Okay, so we'll start our Ramadan with a new video, that chapter, and the chapter name is Surface Areas and Volume. Okay, and in this video we'll just learn about the introduction of this surface areas and volume. Now, like, the main thing in this chapter is the six surface solid shapes. Okay, now what are those solid shapes? So first of all, the first one is cuboid, cube, and cylinder, sphere, hemisphere, and cone. Okay, so these are the six important solid shapes which you have to remember. Now, of course, if the chapter's name is surface areas and volumes, so of course the chapter will be related to areas and volumes, right? So the first thing is, we have over here, we first in this video we will do the three shapes in detail. Okay, so what are the three shapes? Cuboid, cube, and cylinder. Okay, now we have volume, surface, curved surface area, and total surface area of this, of the three shapes. Now over here, our volume of cuboid. Now what is cuboid? So if you remember that in our previous classes we had learned about cuboid, right? So cuboid is actually a shape which will look like this. Okay, so these are the four dimensions. Like, it will be in this chapter mainly we will learn about the 3D shapes itself. Now the first solid is cuboid. Right, now in cuboid, this is the shape of cuboid. So it's not perfect, but no problem, we'll understand from this. So cuboid over here, this means the length. Okay, this side will be the length and this side will be the breadth. Okay, and as you can see, this side, okay, this side over here, this side will be our height. Okay, now over here we have length, breadth, and height. Now based on these three dimensions only, all the formulas for the cuboid are made. Now our volume is length into breadth into height. Now first of all, what is volume? So volume is not nothing but just the capacity of the shape. Okay, so it depends on the size and what is the size and how much we can fill it. That means the volume of the shape. Now length into breadth into height. So if we take length, breadth, and height, and if we multiply all of it together, then we will directly get the volume, right? So like, just imagine we just have a cuboid, okay, and we'll take the length, breadth, and the height. Okay, these three dimensions we take and then we multiply all of them and then we directly get the cuboid, okay, the volume of the cuboid. Now this was the cuboid. Now over here we have CSA also. Now what is CSA? So CSA, we call it as curved surface area and lateral surface area both. Okay, now the one who called lateral surface area, for them that we can write LSA, and for the one who called curved surface area, CSA. Okay, so 2 into L plus B into H. Now do you remember the perimeter of rectangle? Okay, now basically what is rectangle? Rectangle is the 2D shape of cuboid, right? 2D form of cuboid. So as you remember in our previous classes, we had learned the perimeter, right? The perimeter means the border area of the rectangle. So what was it? And the perimeter of rectangle was 2 into L plus B, right? This is the basic perimeter of the rectangle. Now if you see here in the CSA, we have 2 into L plus B, right? Also, but as if you want to remember this, only one thing you have to add. Okay, so one thing is height. Okay, that's it, because in the rectangle you don't see height. Like, yeah, this is the breadth and this is the, sorry, length, right? So there is no height in the rectangle. But if you take the 3D model of rectangle, that is cuboid, then you get height also. So in that you have to include height. So the CSA of cuboid will be 2 into L plus B into H, or simply you can just write 2H into L plus B. This is more easy, right? Just we are replacing the H with 2. Okay, because 2 and H both are in multiplication, so we can write both of them together also, right? So this is the equation. Now let's move to the TSA, total surface area. Okay, now the total surface area is 2 into LB plus BH plus HL. Alright, now if we look at the curved surface area, now just imagine like we have a cuboid. Okay, in that cuboid, okay, let's take this duster. Now this duster is a cuboid, right? We can see it. It's not a it's not a perfect cuboid, but still we can just say that. Now in this cuboid, if you see, this is the length, okay, this is the breadth, and this is the height. Okay, this is the height. Now over here, if you see, now if you take these four sides, okay, these four sides, like the boundary of this duster, okay, these four sides, the boundary, and you leave the top and the bottom part. If you leave it, then you will get the CSA. Okay, how? Because see, in the wait, in this all the four sides, you get the area, right? So this area you add it as it is. Then over here, like these two heights will be same and these two lengths will be same, right? So over here, if you see that the height will be into 2, and we will add the length and breadth area. So this is how we get the CSA. And if you look in the TSA, here we have to add everything. Okay, like everything will be twice. Why? Because here if we are having length, then here also we are having length, right? So two sides. So here also if we are having breadth, then here also we'll have breadth. Here if it is height, then here also it will be the height, right? So that's the thing. That's why you have to multiply the length and breadth, also the breadth and height, and the height, length and height. Okay, and then multiply it with the 2. And also before multiplying, you have to add all of them. Then only you will be getting the TSA of the cuboid. Okay, now I hope that the concept for cuboid is clear. And now we'll move to the next step, next shape, that is our cube. Okay, now cube is actually very easy. So it's just a basic shape, okay, which we can easily identify. Now most of us know Rubik's cube, right? So that's the best example of a cube. Okay, so here we have a cube, and the volume of cube will be a cube. Let me draw a simple figure of cube so that it will be easy for us to understand. Okay, now the 2D shape of cube is square, right? In simple words, it's just a square. And if you take a cube in three-dimensional form, okay, so this will be a cube. Now over here, if you check in first, let's talk about the square. Okay, now here we have square. Right now the basic property of square is that every side of the square will be equal, right? Now here if we have, for example, okay, here if we have 2, then here also we will have 2, right? Then here also we will have 2, and here also we have 2. So this is how the square is equal. Now over here, if you look in the cuboid, all the dimensions, if they have 2 centimeter as the length, okay, then they will have 2 centimeter over here, 2 centimeter over here, 2 centimeter everywhere. Okay, that is how a cube will be made. Now over here, if you look at the surface areas and volumes for the cube, okay, so our volume is a cube. Now why is it a cube? Now let's take my small duster. Where is it? Okay, looks like it's not here. No problem. Okay, now let's take the duster itself. Okay, now here in this duster, as you can see, okay, just imagine that this is a cube. Okay, we'll just half it. Okay, now we'll just take this much part. Now over here, if you look that a cube, right? Now what is a? So A is just a side. Now if you look that this is the face of the cube, right? So over here, if this is the cube, so this is the face 1. Okay, then upper side will also be there, right, in the 3D shape, upper and bottom. So this will also be there, including this. Now over here, if we include this, then this will be the A2. And here if you look at the bottom, okay, the bottom side, it will also include at the side, right? So that will be our A3. Now if you take and multiply all the three sides of this cube, then you will get a cube. Okay, now over here we'll move to the CSA. Now the CSA of cube is 4a square. Now let's take the cube again. Now over here we can see that in a cube we got four sides, right? 1 2 backside 3 4. So 4 sides and a square. So that is just a simple equation, okay, for the cube. Now over here if you look, like, let me explain it with the figure. Now 1 2 3, okay, let's just take this place. So 1 2 3 and 4, right? So these are the 4 sides. And if you take the CSA, the TSA, then the answer will be like it will be 6a square. Why 6a square? Because in the curved surface area we just take the curved part of the figure, right? But in the total surface area we include everything. So if we include everything, then the top and the bottom side will also include in it, right? So that's why the equation for TSA is 6a square and CSA will be 4a square. Now I hope that you understood the cube formula. Okay, now we'll move to the last shape for this video, and then we'll have more 3 shapes that we will cover in our next video, inshallah. So till that, we'll finish this shape, and then we'll move for the next 3 shapes. Okay, now here we have cylinder. Now cylinder is nothing but just a shape, a simple shape like this, right? Okay, it's a cylinder, not perfect cylinder, but I just made it for the explanation. Now there is this is the cylinder. Okay, now for the cylinder we have this as the radius, and this is our height, and the pi will be as it is. Okay, now volume of cylinder is pi r square h. Okay, so the height will be included only once, and the radius. Why? Because the top and the bottom side for radius will be included in the volume to find the capacity. Okay, so the formula for the cylinder is pi r square, like the volume for the cylinder is pi r square h. Okay, then if we talk about the CSA of cylinder, that will be 2 pi r h. Okay, this time we take everything. Okay, not just only the r, we include everything. That will be pi r h. Okay, because the CSA, that means the curved surface area. Now if this is the cylinder, okay, if this is the cylinder, then if you roll it like this, then the CSA, the curved surface area, will be 2 pi r h for the cylinder. Okay, just roll it like this, then we can say that it is the CSA. Okay, then we move to the TSA. So TSA, that is the total surface area of cylinder, is 2 pi into h plus r. Okay, that's a simple equation. So here nothing but, like, we will just take 2 into pi. Okay, that is 22 by 7 or 3.14 as given in the question. Okay, then we'll add the height and the radius of the cylinder. Okay, so this was the TSA for the cylinder, and the once again I'll just revise it. Volume of cuboid is length into breadth into height. CSA, that is curved surface area of cuboid, is 2 into L plus B into H. TSA of cuboid is 2 into LB plus BH plus HL. Then volume of cube is A cube, CSA is 4a square, and TSA is 6a square. Okay, then the third step is 2 pi r square h. Volume of cylinder is pi r square h. CSA of cylinder is 2 pi RH, and TSA of cylinder is 2 pi R, 2 pi into H plus R. Okay, so this is the sum of H plus R. Now this was for this video. Okay, so these are the first 3 shapes. Then we'll move to our last 3 shapes, that is sphere, hemisphere and cone, in our next video inshallah. So till that, thanks for watching. Thank you and assalamu alaikum.